foreclosure, fix and flips, you name it, rentals. I've done it all. Work for banks. And I'm going to share a secret with you that my father shared with me when I got into the business in 1988. I was in my 20s. I had all my hair at the time. And my father shared me the best piece of advice that's kept me employed literally to this day. As long as there are people who have to make payments on houses, right, where they have to make payment for the stay on a property, for as long as that happens, there will always be people who do not pay. And it is a given. For all those who pay, there are people who do not pay. If you go into the business of working with people who do not pay and you understand it, and you understand that there are people who need help and they don't understand what they're involved in, you can get listings. You can provide for your family by helping other people. I'm going to prove it to you on the screen. There are 3 different providers of information. Depends on what state you're in. If you can get it from a title rep, get it from a title rep. If you can get it from your MLS, get it from your MLS. Everything I'm about to share with you is public data. But I'm in California, so it doesn't matter. In California, you must purchase data because it is a RESPA violation to use a title rep to get free title data. I don't understand why. Nobody's ever explained it to me, or I'm simply not smart enough to understand it. So there are 3 companies that do it. Realty Track, Property Radar, and Rebo Gateway. These are the 3 pay services. Again, if you can get it through a title rep, get it through a title rep. If you can get it through your MLS, get it through an MLS. So it's Rebo Gateway, Property Radar, or Realty Track. Got it? I'm going to use Realty Track. I'm actually going to run a search for you guys right now. Does anybody want to tell me what city, what county they're in? And I'm going to show you how many listings you've missed out on over the course of this year. Just how many listings are available within your market. I need city and county. If not, I will do a search myself. You guys are very quiet. Sacramento County. What city in Sacramento County, Paula? We'll keep it narrow. Fair Oaks. I know Orange County, Orlando. I'll do that for you, Rod. And Clark County for Daryl. All right, I got 3 of them. Good ones. All right, so let's do how many you missed out on. We'll do Paula's first, right? So this is a simple search. The reason I do the Realty Track product, I can do searches on the screen for you for free, and it's very graphic for what you're looking at. I could zoom it a little bit more for you. Is that a little bit better? All right, so first thing I'm going to do is an LA County. I'm sorry, a California, Sacramento County. So we're going to do Sacramento County, and we're going to do Fair Oaks. I know, the city of Fair Oaks. Nice. Add. And the first thing we're going to look at, I'm going to include those, right? First thing I'm going to do are just look at properties that are owned by the bank. Would we all agree that bank-owned properties, Paula, are properties that should have been listed by somebody? There should be no reason for the bank to ever take back a property, in my humble opinion. So I'm just looking at bank-owned properties in the city of, yeah, I know. It's the most frustrating thing in the world when somebody gets foreclosed upon. So this is the first thing we're going to do is bank-owned. All right, calculate those. Over here on the right in the red will be your count. There are 49 properties you didn't get listed, Paula. 49. 49. So let's see how many people are severely delinquent. Those that have a notice of default or an auction date, right? I know everybody thinks that people don't get foreclosures anymore, but they still happen. Auction is the same thing, and I want those that have a notice of default. Okay? So for California, Paula, that's notice of default and notice of sale. They just use basic terminology on here, and I'm going to calculate. So all I need is 36 for 3 appointments, Paula. You've got 27. I'd probably add a couple of more, but with 27, you'll probably get 2 to 4 appointments out of 27 if you follow the method I'm about to show you. But there are 27 people, okay? Of those 27 people, 16 of them are going to become bank-owned properties, or they're going to sell through a third party. Understand this. 8 out of 10 people, okay, cool. Follow along. You'll love what I'm about to teach you. We'll go back to the webinar in just a minute. for the other 20 people who showed up after the 15 minutes. This is for you guys. So understand this. I'm going to teach you guys a stat. This is a bank stat. I'm the former head loss mitigator for NEMAC Bank's HELOC division. 8 out of 10 people who apply for loan mods don't get them. So that means of these 27 people, approximately 16 to 20 of them, Paula, are going to transfer title between now and the end of the year. Would it be logical to try to meet with as many of them as possible and just introduce yourself? I'm just saying that's the goal here. They're not going to go online. They're not going to get caught by Zillow. They're not an inventory issue. They don't answer their door. They don't like cold call. They don't take any calls because they're avoiding the bank, and they don't read their mail. Too embarrassed. Correct. They're the perfect client if you want my opinion, if you're looking for a listing in the current market. These 27 people for Paula are perfect. I'm going to show you how to get in front of them in just a moment. So hold on to that information, Paula. Let me do a search just to show some of the other areas. So quickly, Florida. I know Orlando's big. Orange County, Florida, one of my favorite places. I don't know. I might be more into South Florida these days, Ron. I don't know. It's tough, you know? Just me. Orlando. All right. So we're going to go back to here, and we're just going to look, Ron, we're just going to look at the bank-owned first, right? People that we've missed out on, right? We're going to include those. Everybody can look on the right-hand side of the screen. We're going to calculate. It'll be here in the red dot. These are people that are just owned by the bank. Now, by the way, Florida is one of the largest foreclosure states. So it's 387 so far that are still in the name of a bank, Ron. So that's a lot of listings that we didn't get, right? So the question is, if we change the parameters and remove the auction and make it that have a notice of default, right? You have to do it this way. Liz Pendants, which is an East Coast thing. Those of you not on the East Coast or Chicago, don't worry about it. Or those that have an auction date, include. And then calculate. It's going to be in the hundreds, Ron. I'm just going to be honest. I already know the numbers. Should have quite a few. 1,500. I could probably remove the list pendances, which removes that one nightmare. Include, that'll probably take it down to a more. They've actually increased the number of foreclosures in Florida and New Jersey as of late. Yeah, there you go, 387. 387 is a little more manageable. You could include the list pendances, Ron, and really get the numbers up. As you know, the list pendants is more like a notice of default out for you guys in Florida. It's a little bit longer out of that section. So if you're just dealing with those that have an auction or a sale date, I'd say go that route. But that's just me. But if you include the list pendants, which is basically the notice of default on the West Coast, there you go. Hope that helps, Ron. There's a lot of data. And last, Daryl Hannah. Really? Is it really Daryl Hannah? Is it really? That's awesome. Are you a guy or a girl? I just have to ask because it's just awesome. Okay. It's still awesome nonetheless. I hope you understand the awesomeness of that. And for anybody who's not old enough to actually understand the awesomeness of it, too bad. Okay. Clark County. I already know it's Clark County. Go to Vegas all the time. Nevada. My weekly stomping grounds. Maybe not weekly. We're going to do... did I just pull a brain fart? Clark County. After I just said it, right? You only have to do Las Vegas or North Las Vegas. Like, there's a lot in this city, Daryl. You're the number 3 state, right? You already know this. So let's talk about missed opportunities first. Again, I'm only looking for 36 properties. So let's start with those that are owned by the bank. Bank owned. Because I haven't run it in a while, I'm going to take my wild guess and say At least 300, Daryl, would be my guess so far this year that are still in the name of a bank. I will be amazed if it's less than 300. And the final answer is still calculating. 1,340. I would be wrong by a lot. You know how many listings that is per Vegas real estate agents on missed opportunities? There's nothing I personally find more frustrating than a property that's owned by a bank. It is insane. All right, let's change the parameters now, shall we? Notice of default, Daryl. So we're going notice of default, and we're going those that have an auction date or a notice of sale per the terms of Vegas. Okay, hit calculate. You should probably be in the 3 to 5 range, would be my guess for the city of Las Vegas. It's going to be a lot. And final answer is, as it calculates and spins, 2,150. Wow, everybody's increasing their foreclosure rates. 2,100 people. 2,100 people. 2,100 people. I can't get enough people in Vegas to work on foreclosures, my humble opinion. Maybe I'll have to go out there and start doing my work out there. Start getting some listings. Do you guys get this? By a show of hands, do you understand what I'm telling you? This isn't like we did Wisconsin last week on a webinar. This is every city. This is every city. You guys get this? Charlene was with me. Cool, Daryl. Charlene was on with me last week. We did Wisconsin. We did all kinds of wackadoodle locations. I mean, middle of nowhere. It is exactly what it appears to be. You guys are missing one of the truly best data sources for finding listings. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start my actual webinar and show you what to do with this data. Does that make sense? Because now that you know these people, we know that they're not going to respond to door knocking, cold calling, or mailers, right? They don't. They don't. They literally don't. They don't respond to door knocking, cold calling, and mailers. I'm going to do my actual webinar now. Okay? For all the people that came here late, which was the other 20 or 30 of you that showed up after 15 minutes. Those of you that were here on time and understood what I'm laying out, you're good to go. If you want to leave at this point, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to show you how I get face-to-face with this type of data. Okay? Doesn't matter where you are. I'm in the city of Covina. It's a little blue-collar town in the middle of Southern California. My current client wants me to do Covina, California. That's Los Angeles County, as blue-collar, as it gets. Let me do a city that you guys would all know in LA County, right? Let's do something like Beverly Hills and Santa Monica. Okay, everybody knows that about Southern California, right? There shouldn't be any problems. Nobody's wanting to get foreclosed in those cities. Nobody wants to do it in Palos Verdes, on the peninsula. Nobody's doing it in Malibu, right? Everybody's paying their bills. They're all rich people, right? These aren't problems. Santa Monica, nobody's living out by the beach and having issues. There you go. This is some of the highest priced real estate in Southern California right here on the screen, okay? We're only going to do auction and notice of default, and all I need are 36 properties. Let's see how many I get. 76. People don't make payments. People don't make payments. People don't make payments. I can change it. Tell you how many that are bank owned. Okay? And calculate. If it's 1, I've failed. It's not going to be 1. It'll probably be 44. Yeah, I said in the 40s. 44 listings. 44 people. 44 high-end, high-rent, million-dollar listing homes. So don't get caught up in, I can't do it because nobody here will. It doesn't apply. People don't pay. People don't pay. It happens all over the country. I've worked for banks. It is a truism. If I were to pick up, Nebraska, okay? Let's just do one last one, just for the sake of remove, okay? Nebraska. I don't even know counties in Nebraska.